Welcome to Football Game Plan Scout Team. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. And now that the 2021 NFL Draft is complete, let's take a look back and see how well these teams did this past April. With rookie minicamps done and the 90-man roster with the undrafted free agents locked in as they head into training camp, let's evaluate the entire class and hand out a grade. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Football Game Plan Scouting grading scale to see what these numbers next to the prospects actually mean. The Jacksonville Jaguars had 9 selections in this year's draft, and Urban Meyer's first year as a head coach, he wanted to make an impact, and it starts with the draft. And as you can see, I thought they did a fantastic job from top to bottom, even going all the way down to their last pick, Jalen Camp out of Georgia Tech. Keep an eye out for this player. This is a guy, when you watch him on film, he does a lot of the little things very well. Despite coming out of an offense that was breaking in a young quarterback, Camp has legit game, has top-tier athleticism, and does a great job of tracking the football while it's in the air and doesn't mind blocking out there on the perimeter. But what I like most about the draft is the fact that they went out and rated 90% of Clemson's offense and did a great job in doing so. They finally got the quarterback position right, in my opinion. And Trevor Lawrence, this guy is a plug-and-play player who can step in right away and play just like he did at Clemson. He's a +1 in the run game. He shows tremendous leadership skills and can make every throw on the field. He is exactly what they needed at that position since Mark Brunell. So I'm glad they got that pick right. You also like the fact that they got Travis Etienne, who's a home run waiting to happen. This is one player that can definitely change a game in an instant. So when you have that ability to score from anywhere on the field, you want that type of player on your offense because he dictates how defenses tend to play him. So going to Clemson and getting those 2 players was a huge haul for Jacksonville. I also like how they want to get athletic on defense. Tyson Campbell is one of the top tier press corners with tremendous footwork and athleticism, can match up against any receiver he faces out there on the field. Jordan Smith of UAB is a long, lengthy, athletic guy that can be a pressure player. He can play the edge and set a physical edge versus the run. Could also drop back in a short area coverage and give you a little bit more versatility at the second level. And Jay Tufele out of USC is a quick pressure type player on the interior that does not like to stay blocked. He has extremely violent and explosive hands, able to disengage and get into the backfield. So you like that they were able to build an athletic defense with those 3 players. And I like that they went ahead and took some chances on talent. You look at Walker Little out of Stanford, tremendous tackle, does a great job on both ends of offense, but has those injury history red flags that worry you, which is why some teams probably dropped him in the draft. But the Jags said, you know what, when he's healthy and when he's out there, he's one of the top players at the position. So we're going to take him in the second round. And Andre Sisco had a freak injury pregame during one of the games this season and was out for the rest of the year. But when he's out there on the field, he gives you someone that can play any one of the positions in the secondary. He was my #1 combo safety. He has great ball skills, great instincts, great athleticism and acceleration. So he's exactly what Urban Meyer wants in a defensive back. And I'm glad the Jags were able to take that chance because, again, once he's healthy, he's going to prove to be a huge steal for the Jaguars. I'm really excited about the undrafted rookie free agent class that Jacksonville was able to bring in, starting with wide receiver Josh Imatorbhebhe out of Illinois. He has top-tier athleticism for the position, plays a lot like Allen Robinson. He can play one of the 3 receiver spots, is a very good route runner, has an explosive release which gets that defensive back to open his hips immediately, and he shows the capability to adjust his body on the fly to make the catch. And he's a strong receiver with the ball in his hands, and at 220 pounds, he's more physical than your average receiver in that regard, and he's looking to score the ball when he has it in his hands. Tim Jones of Southern Miss is an explosive playmaker, one of the best catch and run guys you'll see in the draft class. He's 6'1", 202, so he fits that prototype. He's built a lot like what we saw earlier in the draft when we talked about Jalen Camp, but here's someone that has Jalen Camp's size with Imatorbhebhe's speed. So I'm excited to see how he gets out there and compete in that crowded wide receiver room this upcoming training camp. And Dylan Moses can still flat out play. I know he had a lot of injury concerns, but this goes back to the point we made about gambling on talent. He's a true talent at the position. He has an explosive first step, can make every read that you want from the position, and helps keep you honest versus the run. If he's healthy, he's going to prove to be a huge steal again for the Jaguars, just like Andre Cisco can be. And I'm a big fan of Corey Straughter's game out of UL Monroe. Been following his game his entire career. He has great ball skills and instincts and shows the patience to be able to play off in coverage and drive on the football. Go back and watch his game versus Florida State in 2019. You'll see what I'm talking about. So he brings someone that has the football IQ that you want to play on the back end. I also feel as though he can play either one of the cornerback spots. He played both sides of the field for UL Monroe, both boundary and field corner. And Kenny Randall out of Charleston is yet another pro prospect coming from this small Division II program that was outstanding on film. He's someone that played over the nose. He can play a shade, could play a 3 technique. He has quickness off the ball and seems to always find his way to be disruptive in the backfield. So I love the upside potential that's there for Randall. I'm giving the Jags an A+ for their draft. They got the franchise quarterback. They got a game breaker in the backfield and added some athleticism all across the perimeter. I'm talking about at wide receiver, both drafted and undrafted. I'm talking about at cornerback with Tyson Campbell and what he can do as well. You look at what they are able to bring in up front with Jordan Smith and Jay Tufele, along with Dylan Moses as an undrafted free agent. This was a great first draft for Urban Meyer from top to bottom, and one that should help springboard the Jags into playoff contention this season. So that's it for this edition of Football Game Plan Scout Team. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts, and don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating.